And hey, look who's back. Hi, Sheree Clark.
Is it Thursday?
Our good friend Sheree Clark is here, and she brought a very special guest along with her. Laurie Moritz is here, and there is something really cool combining a couple of your favorite things. We're combining yoga and chocolate, and the melding of the two, Sheree.
Actually, three. And raw food.
Food.
This is a home run. We're knocking it out of the park today.
So tell us about your guest and why it was so important that she came onto our program.
Okay, so I met Laurie a little over a year ago. She had just started a company, and she's based out of Cedar Rapids, and she called me and she said, I know that you're into raw foods, and I consider you a thought leader, and I want to meet you. And I said, okay, great. So I met this lady, and she brought me a sample of her desserts, and I didn't want to leave. I'm like,
so she's been trailing you ever since.
I'm like, do you have anything
following
more?
each other?
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. So her company has exploded, and she's got new products. And when I heard she was going to be in Des Moines, I was like, oh, we have to have her on the program.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you for coming in this morning. So let's talk about why you are in Des Moines, because there's a big event you're going to be a part of.
Yes, I'm going to the Yoga Iowa launch party tonight. And it's at Recycle Me, I think is the name of it. And I don't know the address, it's in my computer, you know how that goes. There's too much in my head, so I let the computer store that for me. So yeah, it's going to be tonight from 6 to 8 p.m.
And how were you a part of this event?
I was invited to showcase Mystic Chocolate, to get the word out about it, and to offer samples and that kind of thing.
Tell us about Mystic Chocolate.
So Mystic Chocolate is artisan, stone ground raw chocolate that is formulated to support the chakra system. So it has the flavors and the spices that balance your chakra system.
How does
so to
chocolate balance my chakras?
Well, everything is a frequency, right?
Okay.
And so when you use specific colors and flavors and spices, they all have their own frequency, and they correlate to those chakra systems in that way. I mean, our bodies communicate, they share information with each of our cells with a very low, weak, energetic pulse. So that's how we share information in our bodies.
So is this another great excuse for me to eat more chocolate?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank
and
you.
you don't
That's
need
all
an
she needs to know.
excuse.
That's all I
You
want. That's all I
don't need
want.
an excuse to eat this kind of chocolate.
How did you discover this combination?
Well, I kind of created it, but at the same time, I learned about raw chocolate. First of all, I started a company called Sweet Raw Joy, raw desserts to live for. You know, you hear something's to die for. Well, I believe it's to live for because it's very good and it's healthy for you and everything else. But I started making raw chocolate. Have you ever had raw chocolate?
No, what's the difference
As you say,
between...
explain.
Yeah, the
raw
difference,
chocolate.
okay, typically raw chocolate is made without any heat whatsoever.
Right.
So it's going to be soft and it's going to be grainy, okay? And I could list some names, but I won't because it's all about me, right?
Yes.
Right.
And so the way I create raw chocolate is I use a process that I learned from Amy Levin. She's a premier raw chocolatier. And I didn't even know it was possible to make a raw tempered chocolate. And I didn't really even know what tempered was. But the tempering process is what takes a soft raw chocolate and makes it shiny, snappy, and have a higher melting point. So thus that old term, you know, melts in your mouth, not in your hands.
Right.
So that's what this is all about. And so I
is this
started.
basically smashing the chocolate, tempering it, or is it a more involved
It's
process?
after that. Actually, have you ever heard of a bean to bar chocolate, where they take the cacao bean and they smash it and they separate it, the nibs from all that. And so I take those ingredients and I put them back together, the cacao powder, the cacao butter, and I use coconut palm sugar, which is also low glycemic, and I know you know all about that because I saw Sheree talking about all these wonderful sweeteners that she uses. And coconut palm sugar is a dry sweetener, which I have to use in the chocolate making process. I can't use a liquid, which is what other raw chocolatiers might use, like coconut oil or you know, agave or whatever. So everything has to be dry, which is why I chose coconut palm sugar.
So how does it all come together into what we would consider a chocolate?
Yeah, well, you melt it together at a temperature that's low enough to keep those wonderful attributes.
So there is heat, but it's at that
active and
lower
alive.
temperature like we do when we dehydrate things and
Exactly.
stuff like that.
So all the polyphenols and all those fancy words of these wonderful love and bliss chemicals are in the chocolate. And then I actually take them and put them into a stone grinder for at least 10 hours. So yeah, because what happens is because I'm not heating the chocolate hot enough to melt the sugar to make a chocolate smooth, I have to use the grinder to do that for me.
So you're still dealing with a very smooth chocolate.
Once I put it in the stone grinder and actually when it comes out, then you have this beautiful silky chocolate.
Wow.
Can we show an example of what we're talking
Absolutely.
about here? So we have any specific flavors or just
Yes,
fun
let me
colors
tell you
here?
about that. The one on the right, the turquoise, is the throat chakra, and that's blueberry and bergamot. And bergamot,
Throat chakra.
the throat chakra.
Why do you call it a throat chakra?
Because it supports your throat chakra, the energy center.
No, bergamot,
helps.
is that like Earl Grey tea?
Oh my gosh, you are so right. I didn't know what it was. I had to look it up.
Okay, Earl Grey tea, for those people that love tea, it has that really
Citrusy.
cool
It's
bite
a citrus.
to it. Yeah, it's really
the
great.
citrus bite.
Yeah.
And blueberries, you said?
And blueberries. Yes, blueberry and bergamot are beautiful together.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
And the throat chakra is about communication, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Perfect
why I
for
thought it would be
I was going to say,
appropriate for
I
you
need a
guys.
bag of these, not just one. Okay. What's
She orders one bag of those. Okay, what's next?
can't just have just one. All right,
That's
so
the heart chakra, which
Heart
is
chakra.
pear with rose. And of course, the heart chakra goes with the green color, which is why I chose the pear. And it's not overpowering. The rose is very delicate, so I wanted another flavor to pair with it that wouldn't overpower it. And I like to layer the flavors. So when you have these, you're going to taste the pear, and then the rose kind of makes itself known.
wow. Okay,
Interesting
and
combination.
And that is the
violet.
crown chakra, the chakra on the top of your head, and that is violet with lemon. And that is, again, another beautiful flavor. And actually, I need to switch that around. It's lemon with violet, because the lemon is what you're going to taste
I was
first.
gonna
And
say,
the violet is very
it
strong.
normally that the order, the fruit flavor first, and then
I'm
the
digging in.
secondary?
I
This is
say it
just
that
too
way
awesome.
to remember what the emphasis is on that flavor, because that's what you're going to taste first.
so how long does it take you? I know you said it goes into
It goes into the
machine
grinder for about 10 hours.
So when you first get your ingredients to wrapping it in this beautiful foil paper, how long is that process?
Well, I never really tracked it that way. I grind it overnight. So
And how much do you create at one time? What's a batch usually come out? How much of product?
Well, I have several. There's 7 different chakras, so I have at least 7 molds of this shape and 32 pieces a piece. So I make about 4 to 5 molds of chocolate in one big batch of stone ground chocolate. So yeah, that's why it's artisan. It's handmade. It's in very small batches, and there are no emulsifiers, no stabilizers, no preservatives. So yeah, it's just pure raw chocolate.
No preservatives on
really
this.
good.
Does that mean you have to keep this refrigerated then?
Absolutely not. Actually,
No.
the tempering process makes it possible that you don't have to refrigerate it for it to keep its shape. Now, if I was using coconut oil and agave, that's the cool temperature is what gives it its shape. But with the tempering process, it's shelf stable.
There you
I
go.
have to tell you, it's very smooth and those flavors just pop. What have people said, besides just having very delicious chocolate, have they had a reaction to having something that is so cared for? Dealing with chakras?
Absolutely. And what I hear from people is, oh my God, I don't need to eat a bunch of these. I have one, and it satisfies me.
Score.
And that's kind of why I paired it with the chakra system. And I'm into yoga, as Sheree is. And yoga is all about coming back to yourself. We're so much in our heads, with electronics and this and that and the other. And I don't have to tell you guys, right? I mean, life is very busy. But yoga brings you back to yourself. And I wanted to create a chocolate that also did the same thing and had healing properties as well.
And that's what's going on. Is that right, Sheree?
It's totally what's going on, and I am so addicted to these.
I was gonna say they're really good.
They are good, but Laurie has a point. You can eat one and feel satisfied. You don't have to knock back the entire package of, so that's a good thing. What I also like is that Laurie does other things beside chocolate.
Oh, yes.
You have other
All right,
delicious
so
treats.
since it's fall, we're all pumpkin crazy right now. So what else did you bring in this morning?
Well, the pumpkin cheesecake is from my other business called Sweet Rod Joy. Mystic Chocolate is a business unto itself. And I brought in pumpkin cheesecake with ginger spice crust.
Oh, really?
And they're available only at New Pioneer Co-ops in Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, and Coralville.
So we got to travel a little bit.
So you have to travel a little bit, but hey, it's a great time to go to Cedar Rapids. We could use your help. We just recovered from an almost devastating flood,
Right.
but it wasn't. We actually all pitched in. It was amazing to watch. Incredible to watch. So many people out there doing whatever they could to assist, and they really focused on the New Bow area because that was the lowest area. And of course, it's the part of Cedar Rapids that everyone wants to go and visit. And I'll actually be creating Mystic Chocolate at New Bow City Market inside a little shop called Sweetopia. She's a woman who also makes artisan handmade chocolates and specialty cakes, but she had customers asking for raw vegan chocolate, and so that's why she invited me, invited me to share her kitchen.
Yeah, this is
so
really
this is
good.
becoming more of a thing. I know when we
Yeah.
first discovered you, Sheree,
Yeah.
we're like, we're eating what? We're doing what? But now people are requesting it because they're learning more about
Raw
what they put
vegan
into their bodies.
matters. It
And
absolutely.
you can have something delicious
Yes.
that's also much
for
better
you.
for you. Yes.
Yes.
And satisfying, and yep.
Okay, Sheree,
you
what
know-
else is going on then at the event then?
At the yoga, this is the unveiling of the special edition. So I am one of the contributors, and Olivia also, who's here
Sure,
on
Brittany, yeah.
Mondays. Yep, she's going to be there, and we it's just a celebration of the new issue. And there will also be some yoga. You can have a free yoga session if you come early and wear your yoga clothes. Bring your mat.
And when is this happening?
It's tonight.
Tonight. What time does this all take place?
It's downtown. I think it starts at 6
p.m.
6 p.m.
6
Okay.
to 8
Yep.
p.m.
And,
To 8.
Yep, it's sponsored by Farmhouse Peachtree Brewing Company. There's Mo Rub.
Mo Rub is good.
Yes, yes. Mystic Chocolate, of course, is there, and Veggie Thumper. And so it'll be great, yeah.
That's a lot of
Go
fun.
to yogaiowa.com for more information.
All right, so if we wanted the pumpkin cheesecake, which is delicious, you have to go a little bit east. But if we want some of the chocolates, can we order those online, or do we also have to travel a little bit east?
You can order it online at mystic-chocolate.com.
There it is.
Wonderful. And you
Perfect.
have little packs here ready to go so you can get all your chakras in line. Absolutely delicious chocolate. Thank you so much for coming in this
Thank you
morning.
for
But if you know somebody in Cedar Rapids or where else? Cedar Rapids, Coralville?
Oh, actually, yes. It's going to be in all 3 new Pioneer co-ops, as well as Real Live Metaphysical and Repurposing, and of course Sweetopia at Nubo City Market and Domicile in Hiawatha.
There it is. Perfect. Wonderful. Well, good to see you again, Sheree.
Good to see you.
Well,
See you in
you
a couple
keep bringing
days.
guests like this. You just keep on coming
Very
back
nice to meet you.
anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you for
for
being
having
Thank
me.
you.
All right, it's 9:22 right now. Stick